We're all on this quest for happy life, right? But what if I told you one of the most powerful, most profound philosophies for happiness came from a truly unexpected and truly inspiring young man named Sam Berns? Let's dive in. So, our story kicks off with a dream. Right before starting his freshman year of high school, Sam had his heart set on one thing. He wanted to play the snare drum in the Foxborough High School marching band. He was absolutely determined, but there was a pretty big hurdle in his way. And when I say big, I mean, just look at the numbers. A standard snare drum setup weighs around 40 pounds. Sam, who had a rare condition called progeria, which causes rapid aging, only weighed about 50 pounds himself. I mean, carrying nearly your entire body weight, it just seemed physically impossible. But Sam wasn't about to let that stop him. Instead of just saying, I can't, he started thinking, okay, how can I? So he, his family, and an engineer got to work, and they designed this incredible custom snare drum rig that weighed, get this, only 6 pounds. And that moment right there, turning a can't do into a can do, that's the core of his entire philosophy. That story alone is so inspiring, right? But it's really just the intro to a much deeper way of looking at life. The whole story really came out when a reporter from NPR asked him a question that kind of unlocked everything. So just think about that for a second. With all the challenges Sam faced every single day, what would you possibly expect him to say? The reporter, John Hamilton, was probably thinking the answer would be about progeria. But Sam's answer? It was so simple, so direct, and just completely floored. That was it. That's what he said. I have a very happy life. Despite all the obstacles, the main thing he wanted you to know is that he was happy. He wasn't looking for pity because he didn't feel sorry for himself. So the big question is, how did he do it? Well, this wasn't just a mood or a feeling. It was a conscious, well-thought-out philosophy. Sam's approach to happiness was actually built on 3 clear, actionable principles that he lived by every day. So let's break them down. Okay, principle number 1. This is all about perspective. It's about being totally okay with the things you can't do because you're just way too busy focusing on the huge list of things you can do. Look, Sam was a realist. He knew he couldn't go run a marathon or ride some crazy roller coaster. But instead of wasting a single ounce of energy on that, he poured everything into his passions. Things like scouting, his music, comic books, and of course, cheering on his Boston sports teams. He chose to put his energy into a life that was full, not a life that had missing pieces. All right, on to his second principle, and this one is just as important. Sam made it a point to surround himself with people he genuinely wanted to be with. High-quality people who brought positive energy into his life. And his support system was just incredible. You had his amazing family, of course, but also his tight-knit group of friends who he lovingly called his band geeks, who just saw him for him. This whole network of friends, mentors, and the community, it created a space where he could just be himself and thrive. And this, quote, this says it all, doesn't it? When he was in that band room, playing music with his friends, he wasn't Sam, the kid with progeria. He was just a musician. He was part of something bigger, creating something real. And in those moments, that shared passion let him completely rise above his condition. The power of that community brings us right to the third and final part of his philosophy. This one is all about momentum. It's about always having a forward-thinking mindset. No matter what, you keep moving forward. This quote from Walt Disney was one of Sam's absolute favorites, and you can see why. It perfectly captures his mindset. He always made sure he had something to look forward to, whether it was the next issue of his favorite comic book or a big family trip. Having those things on the horizon kept him going, especially through the tough times. Now, moving forward doesn't mean ignoring bad feelings, not at all. He actually had a really smart, practical way to deal with them. Step 1, accept it. Don't fight it. Step 2, let that feeling in, acknowledge it, really feel it. But then, and this is the most important part, step 3, do whatever you need to do to get past it. This simple process kept him from getting stuck and wasting his energy. And this quote from when he was even younger is just, wow. By understanding the biology of his condition, he reframed it completely. It wasn't some big, scary monster out to get him. It was just a protein that wasn't working right. That simple, scientific way of looking at it took away its power and lifted this huge emotional burden off his shoulders. So, when you put all 3 of these amazing principles together, what do you really get? You get a powerful, practical guide for living not just a happy life, but a really brave one. So let's just recap it one more time. Number 1, be okay with what you can't do, because there is so much you can do. Number 2, surround yourself with people you truly want to be with. And number 3, keep moving forward. I mean, that's a framework anybody can use, no matter what they're up against. And Sam would be the first to tell you, this isn't always easy. He had bad days. He struggled. But what he figured out is that bravery isn't about never having a hard time. Bravery is the fuel that helps you keep moving forward in spite of the hard times. And he left us all with one final, perfect piece of advice. It's a simple little reminder to embrace joy, to show up for life, and to just be part of it all. It's the perfect end to such a profound philosophy. A reminder that in our search for happiness, sometimes the most important thing we can do is just show up to the party.